this
that.
point, I've dropped out. Probably want to just start a new one.
You want to start a new course? We'll just do that. So go under the search tab there and type in Frank, and that'll get us to the Preble's art forms book. And then click on search. And it's kind of always good just to start, you know, because you'd have to redo all your dates and all that kind of stuff anyway. And then click on select course materials for that, the 11th edition there.
Is Mike going to say Frank?
No, we'll title it whatever you want it to be titled. So I'll title this one whatever section I'm in of yours. So let me make sure what section I'm in. Is this section 01?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And the course name is what? Art,
Appreciation.
but what's the number? Is 101?
101.
101 dash.
Okay, it's 101 CAS 201 508.
And is that what the students will, I mean,
It's 2015-08.
is that what the
Okay, yeah, it's,
2015? Okay.
yeah, 2015.
So it's
01.
section 08?
Yeah.
Okay, you know what, I'm just gonna put Art 101 dash section 08, I think that's how students
Okay.
follow 2015.
The 08 is the spring or fall number.
Oh. What section number is this one?
01.
So it is just 01, okay. That's what. And now I'm saying for you, just, you're only teaching the one section, so you can just title yours whatever you want. Art 101 section.
Fall 2015 is what I did.
That'll work. And then go ahead and do your course start dates for today. That way you can go in and
We can start it today so that we can use it also.
right, exactly. Start it today. If you were to put on there like August 15th or whatever, then you wouldn't even be able to get into it and manipulate it. So always start it today. It doesn't affect the students. And then I always go until, you know, maybe like December 31st. That way students and you both have access into that course for a couple extra weeks post. And then I always click on the yes, allow other instructors just in case for some reason. And then you just click on the, is there a continue down there, Alan? Yeah. Okay, then you can close that window. And so what it's doing right now is it's copying that course, which will take 10 to 15 minutes or so for it to make the copy. But what we'll do while we're waiting on that is we're going to add that content area into your Blackboard course so that that's how your students will go into the MyArtsLab course without having to go to www.myartslab. They'll enter everything into Blackboard, which is what they're going to be somewhat familiar with anyway. So we click on this plus sign and add a content area. That plus sign's on the top left there, that blue. And then I'll just label this MyArtsLab. That way your student, if that's okay with you.
Yes.
And then you want to click on the make available to users and submit. So now in this section, this MyArtsLab tab will be within here and you'll see it and your students will go see it. So whenever you click on that, it's going to be empty for right now. Is yours showing up down there, Alan?
Yeah.
Okay, so click into the MyArtsLab tab you just created. And then we're going to go under that Tools tab. You can see it's empty, so we're going to put some content in it. But right up here on, in this Tools. Yep. And then scroll down to the Pearson MyLab Mastering. And Casey, what did you put as your direct links? Do you have just the course home and the assignment calendar? Okay, so those are kind of those are the things that I usually use. And this will allow students to be able to get direct access into all of MyArtsLab and then also just a direct link into the assignment calendar where they can see what's due and when. So once I choose those two, I'll hit submit.
But what if we decided someday we wanted the other two also?
You can always go back in and add those. You just go under tools the same way you just did it.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Sometimes it takes 5 clicks to get it to take me there.
Yes.
And some
From-
students have that too.
From within here,
Yeah.
so they go to MyArtsLab, click on course home, and it doesn't take them into the,
The screen flashes like you're going somewhere else, and then it's that. So it does something, but it doesn't go.
huh.
I've had,
And it eventually goes.
it does it
but
to me
it's
too.
Multiple.
Yes.
That's interesting. And that's for both like the course home and the assignment calendar feature, no matter what they click into, it
Yeah,
just,
Yeah, it just doesn't.
And for me too. Because some of them will click once and just give up, and then
right.
now and I say try it 5 times, and then they get there. But it really, I don't know why.
That is bizarre. And does that happen all the time, or is it,
Probably 90% of the time.
Yeah.
and within your accounts too?
Every so often at home, it'll take me right there, but not always. And I don't know if it ever takes me right there.
And that's within Firefox browser as well?
Sometimes Firefox, sometimes Internet Explorer.
Okay, don't use it, make sure you're not using Internet Explorer, and same for your students.
Oh.
Yeah, you or your students should not use Internet Explorer.
Why? Is that?
It's glitchy.
Well, and I don't want
So
to.
should I get out of it and then go back in and out on Firefox?
Are you on, yeah, I would. Yeah, I'm on Firefox right now.
Well,
Firefox or Chrome browsers are definitely the preferred browsers for
Okay.
not only the MyLab, but Blackboard as well. So it could be, Casey, that could be kind of a glitchy Blackboard thing too, where it won't let you launch out
Yeah.
from Blackboard with an Internet Explorer. Just Internet Explorer is glitchy all around, and I've heard that from Blackboard, which isn't necessarily my product, but
See, and I always go down here where my crowder is, there, it's already programmed under our computer at school. To hit that, and it goes right on into my crowder, but we're going through Internet Explorer. So I'll have to go up to Mozilla, and then go into that.
right, exactly.
Oh,
I have another thing is that since I downloaded everything in my home computer, and it wanted me to have McAfee, my computer's died since I downloaded my MyArtsLab.
Oh, no, the McAfee shouldn't be, that's not anything that's required for
It's
MyArts
not,
Lab.
okay, because he
No.
asked that. And I pressed that and said, okay, and then now I do not have a home computer because of my getting into MyArtsLab
Oh, my.
with that McAfee.
Yeah, no, that's a whole, so whenever you are probably downloading like Adobe, which all of those are fairly basic programs like
Yes.
Adobe and all those. But as you're going through the download process, this has nothing to do with MyArtsLab or anything. There's always like, do you want this? Do you
Yes.
want that? You just never, ever, ever,
See, I thought I had to
always
do that.
ignore all of those things and you just want the basic Adobe program or whatever it might be, which your computer may have already had it anyway.
Well, it probably did, but
Right.
then I thought, well, I have to have this.
So you're fine.
Anyhow, I have to have major results now to take care of my computer. See, it just comes up with blank screens, it's
Oh, my
corrupt and
goodness.
everything else. And so that's been a frustration,
Yeah.
but that's, I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, I mean, that's, yeah, and I apologize for that frustration, but definitely whenever, and I do, whenever I'm downloading anything on my computer as well, there's always all these annoying, and you can't do anything that's just how those websites work. And so you have to ignore anything that pops up outside of there and just
But
download them.
you have to allow pop-ups for the students to do their work because they don't.
Right.
Okay.
But these aren't even pop-ups. These are just something, they're like almost advertisements for that Mac, like that's an antivirus type of software that you don't mess with. You just, but yeah, definitely use Firefox. And Casey, I wonder if that will help because I'm trying to think. And right now I'm going to get these error messages probably because it's copying the course. So it's not ready yet, you know what I mean? So that'll take us a few minutes.
and that could be it. A lot of times I just go to Internet Explorer because that's what I've always,
Right.
so that.
Because I haven't seen, I've been working within, I always use either Firefox or Chrome.
Yeah.
And I always encourage anybody that uses any of the programs
Well,
to
we
use
need
those.
to tell our students that too.
Absolutely, yeah, yep. And it's funny because I've spoken with Mike about this as well, and Firefox is the preferred browser for Blackboard as well. I mean, they don't, which is funny because the default on all the campus computers are Internet Explorer.
Yeah.
That's what I'm
It
saying.
drives me crazy, and that's how a lot of universities are, where they're like, don't use Internet Explorer, but I'm like, well, then remove it from the computers. It doesn't make any sense to me. But anytime, like if a student emails and says, I'm getting an error message constantly, it's probably because they're using Internet Explorer.
See, I need to know.
Yeah, so make sure that they use Firefox or Chrome would be my 2 recommended browsers for that. So once this is in here and you've got your MyArtsLab tab within your Blackboard course, this will eventually, whenever your course copies, take you into that course. So in the meantime, while that's copying over, I can just go into another account too.
Sure.
And you can feel free to leave your Blackboard open because you've got it.
I'm gonna leave it open, and there it is. The next one, you see that? It's.
Mm-hmm. But we're going to copy your next ones after you get your course kind of how you want it, so you don't have to do 3 different times.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean?
Mine worked on the first clip this time.
Did it?
Yay.
Yay! Which browser are you in?
On Firefox.
Yeah. Casey, I'm really honest. I think it might be in Internet Explorer
Yeah.
because I hardly ever see that.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. If it's linked up properly, it should be a direct one click in it. So tell your students that too, to make sure they use Firefox. But yeah, that's frustrating because if you could just click on sign in and it automatically defaults you to Internet Explorer, that's where you're going to be.
Yeah.
But I know for a fact that that Blackboard doesn't even, it has some glitchy things in IE as well. So anyway, until we get rid of Internet Explorer completely, that's going to be, let's see if this is, okay, so it looks like yours is already copied over. So from now on, whenever and have you done this, is how you got into your courses last semester?
Yes, I have.
Okay, so we're into your course homepage for this. And you've taught this course before, so I'm just gonna take on, whatever questions, and if you want me to dive into how do you make these assignments, that sort of thing.
I need everything.
Okay.
And that may be bad for everybody else, but.
Well, and what they're
and let the-
required
Yeah.
is pre-test, post-test, a study guide,
Okay,
and chapter exam, and then they have to show at least a video or closer look, one of those components.
Gotcha.
So that's what
okay.
they're-
Good.
So I'll kind of dive into where you can find all the content and how you would assign it.
And the assignment calendar.
And the assignment calendar, yep. So, yeah,
I do have a question. Is there any way that you can correlate that, all the chapters, to the chapters that we have in this book, not in big book? Because, I mean, chapter 24 is all the chapters.
Right.
We only have chapter 13. Is there any way that you could correspond MyArtsLab? Because my students get confused. We're on chapter 8 and 9. It might be chapter 15 and
Like,
6.
could the printed text have the same chapter numbers as that?
Yes.
Instead of,
oh, I see what you're saying.
because we still want everything that's online. So
That's
in case
available.
you want to use those, but
Right.
the printed text,
Oh, it goes like one. So would it be better, like in the future, should we print the print book to match the chapters that are in the e-text?
Yes.
because it says at the end of the chapter really
Okay.
little.
Yeah, we'll definitely try to work with that too, because I understand where that would make it a lot less confusing. So over here on the left-hand side, your students are going to have access to all of this. So the assignment calendar is obviously where they're going to go to be able to see what is due and when. Once you get all your assignments on there, it's going to populate this, and they'll have little blue alarm clocks within there. I'm going to get out of your account because I don't want to. Make sure it's up. And then I'll go through and kind of show you how to make assignments and that sort of thing.
You can change the pre and post testing.
Where did you figure out how to do it?
I went to edit, like when you first click on your pre and post test, and then it takes you to edit test,
Okay.
and you can edit the name.
And that's what's showing up. So,
Good name. I'm writing this all down. Oh, shouldn't all have the same title?
Yeah, eventually, that'd be best.
I wonder if you can do it as a group, or just change all of them, or get
Like everything. But
But
that will help so much.
Okay.
Where'd you go for that? Setting plans, course content?
For the changing the name.
Yeah.
Let me go back to
Here, you want to come up here, Casey?
yeah.
And this will be, I mean, if you want everybody to change